Nick finally figured out a game plan. He was going to work over the hamstring. He was going to get that sharpshooter on, and he was going to do everything he could to get Naja, if not to submit, at least for a referee stoppage. And once he was finally able to interlock the hands like this under the calf, which is what everybody doesn't understand. Everybody doesn't understand. You have to go to the top of the calf and gable grip. And once you do that, that's when you have the hole really locked in and nobody can stop you. And like I said, that was match 3 of this best of 7 series. Keep looking out. Nick Halen and Naj have really been tearing the houses down. We got to see what's going to happen with that. Now, I got to tell you, I really enjoyed my first assignment as a commentator at PCW. I'm used to wrestling. I'm always used to talking, but I'm used to wrestling. And, you know, with the injuries and getting over everything that's been going on, they're allowing me this time to talk and still wrestle a little bit on a limited schedule till I'm ready to come back. And I had so much fun working with Johnny in the booth that whole weekend, and it was a lot of fun. It really was, except for at one moment where it got really crazy. So my co-announcer, Johnny Dangerous, he's out there in the ring, and he calls out Jeter, a man who I've met many a times. Me and Jeter get along. You know, he might not back the right baseball team, but it's okay. Nobody's perfect. But I've known Jeter for years, and even when I was living in the Carolinas, guys, I got to tell you, I knew about everything Jeter was doing in this business. And he's a big dude, and I love to make him laugh and joke. And Johnny gets in the ring, and I have a question for you folks, as human beings, as participants in this life. And I'm trying to understand what Johnny was doing here. What do you do when you admit to someone that you can't beat them up? Because that's what Johnny Danger did while he was in there with Jeter. He said, I can't fight you. I cannot beat you up. I've tried. I've attempted. It doesn't work. We were great friends, but ERC is dragging you in a direction that I disagree with, but I'm not going to fight you no more. I'm just going to do my job and stay in my booth. Now, Johnny Danger went on to talk all about his friendship with Jeter. He talked about the fact about how him and his tag team partner were having to go out dressed in dresses and do all this wacky stuff until Jeter became the main man in the locker room and then proceeded to start helping this gentleman get the opportunities to where the matchmakers put him and his partner in the proper matches so that they could be seen out here in this wrestling world. Now, Johnny has seen better days, and you know what? At my age, maybe that day's coming for me too. But I disagree with the idea that you go out there, you agree with this man, you tell him, I cannot beat you up, so I'm going to stay in my booth and I'm not going to fight you no more. But then Jeter did something really messed up. And I mean, I've done my fair share in my lifetime. I mean, you're watching a show called a Rudo with the Viewo for a reason. You know who I am. You know what I do. The man started calling out Johnny's wife. And Johnny did nothing about it. Then, worse than that, Johnny's son was in the crowd. A wonderful little boy, by the way. Great kid. You know, a funny thing about pro wrestling that gets not talked about enough is how these kids are living their best childhood lives whenever they have wrestlers for parents, because they don't even know that their parents have these dangerous, wild jobs. You see these little girls in dresses with ribbons and these boys who just care about playing with their toys and everything like that, running around these big, giant men. But you could see where the years of friendship had affected this sweet little boy, because after the match between Jeter and ERC versus Washington Bullets, Johnny's kid started crying, and Johnny went over there to console him. And in a moment that I couldn't believe what I was seeing, Jeter was still provoking the man's wife and kid. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I've known Johnny for years. And as a matter of fact, I've known him only for a couple of weeks. I like him. You know, I enjoy the fact he wears the old ECW throwback Pillman gear. He wears the Terry Funk tribute shirts, the Cactus Jack tribute shirts. He likes a lot of the same stuff that I like. But guys, what do you do in a situation where you've already admitted defeat, and now not only are they pinning you down on the floor, they're putting their boot over your face and letting you drown in the water of the puddle? Now, we got another big show coming up here in 2 weeks. Excuse me, maybe it's going to a week from this Friday. We have a big show coming up. There's chain matches. There's continuations of tag team series matches for the tag team season. But Jeter doesn't have a match that I've read on the card so far. And Johnny's already stated that he's not a wrestler no more. So what happens in that situation? Do you call somebody? Do you just stay in the booth and take it? Or do you be a man? Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what Johnny needs to do, because it's not my fight. But I will tell you this. If I were in Johnny's shoes, I wouldn't put up with that bullshit.